Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Aaron with Go Try Nature back in the elk woods in Wyoming trying to fill my cow tag. So I think it's the 30th Monday. Yeah. So Brandon couldn't make it back with me. He said he wanted to spend New Year's with his girlfriend. My girlfriend's going to be out of town. I suspect he just didn't want to hump these hills in minus 10-degree weather. But hey, it's all good. I'm gonna try to get it done solo and got all the gear. Just checked into my hotel because it's gonna be super cold, so no sleeping in the truck. And got a few hours to go scout and check things out today. I have until Wednesday to get it done, which I think is actually New Year's. So yeah, I got to be back to work Thursday, so I got about 2.5 days to get it done. So gonna try to make it happen. So stay tuned. What's up, YouTube? And my first day, kind of a half day, just trying to make sure I cover a bunch of ground. Did a lot of looking from the road. I saw some elk on the way up, but they weren't in my unit. I saw a big gang of pronghorn on the way up, big gang of mule deer. So I think the animals are starting to come down a little bit due to this snow. But I found this really nice little trail off the main road. Really nice valley, pretty gradual slope, snowmobile tracks, which is nice because that means I don't have to wear my snowshoes. Not that I hate wearing my snowshoes, but it's a lot of work walking through 2 feet of snow. I can cover more ground like this, so I'm gonna mark this as a solid option for tomorrow and head back to the hotel, thaw all my gear out, and then have a couple beers, much needed, and wake up early, try to do it again. So I'm gonna head back to the truck, do a little more looking from the road on my way out. Should get back to the truck with about 30 minutes of legal shooting hours. I really hate road hunting, but you really don't have an option in this stuff unless you can pack in a canvas tent with a stove. I don't have any horses yet, maybe one day, so not my favorite kind of hunt. I prefer to backpack in and get deep, but I do like hunting in the snow. It's really pretty, and snow tells a really good story of who's been where and when, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get it done. Got a couple more days, so I'm gonna sign off for now and boogie back to the truck. Talk to you later. All right, just getting ready at the hotel, getting packed up. Sorry for the crazy hair, but I don't really care. Yeah, it's negatives, -5 here in town, so it'll probably be like -10 or colder in the mountains, so pretty awesome. Just gonna strike out, try to get deep on a snowboard, or snowmobile trail that I found yesterday, and try to find some elk. So wish me luck. Talk to you later. All right, well, I've hiked up pretty much to the end of the snowmobile track, turns around, and try to keep going, following those older elk track, but it's like 3 feet. It's impossible. So I'm gonna hang out here for a bit, stay high, glass, and if I can't see anything, then I'll just go try again somewhere else. So saw some pretty fresh-ish tracks about a half mile down this little valley, and it looked promising, but there was no elk at the end of it. So gonna just keep looking around, glassing, taking my time, seeing what I can find. Stay tuned. All right, well, I've done a couple hikes, no success yet. Haven't even seen an elk this entire trip, but yesterday, the trailhead that I'm at, a place that I frequented before, saw a guy with a couple snowmobiles, so I went and talked to him. They said they were going to come up the same path that I'd been on a couple times a couple weeks ago to hunt with the son, and he said, "Hey man, we saw 7 up there a couple days ago. Feel free to hop on." So I said, "Nah, I like to try to do things the hard way until I get real desperate." Not desperate yet. And I'm walking up this trail here. I'm seeing little bits of blood all the way up, so I guess they were successful. Probably should have hopped on, damn it. But hopefully they left something up there for me, so I'm gonna hightail it up there and see what happens. Well, update. Pretty much like as high as you can get. That's private. Right over there, there's a gate. Followed that blood trail. They killed him. Well, they killed it right down there, edge of that fence line. Just right inside public. But I was already here, so I hiked up that extra 200 feet. I think I've gained about 1,500 feet elevation from the truck. I'm exhausted. I can't see a single elk up here. Nothing. Oh, but the view is worth it. Yeah, I started sweating so much I actually started taking clothes off. It's like 2 degrees right now. So, just gonna ease my way back down. Head back to town, get a bite to eat. I'm on the west side of my unit, and there's a road that goes south to north on the east side of the unit. I'm on the west. There's a different road on the east, but I don't know if it's open right now, but I just haven't seen much. All these snowmobiles are blowing them out, I think. And yeah, it's just making it real difficult to get anything done. Haven't seen anything since I've been here. Half day yesterday and today, not even from the road. It's kind of harder when it's just you driving, trying to glass. Helps to have a second set of eyes, but yeah, I'm convinced that I've seen everything I need to see. I mean, I know there are elk here, but they're just not exposing themselves. I feel like there's less snow on the ground now than when we were here 2 weeks ago, which isn't good. Usually when the snow piles up, pushes them down, but there's all kind of food, sage exposed way up here, 7,500 feet, so there's really no reason for them to be down low at this point. Not until that snow pushes them down, so I'm gonna go check out the other side of the unit and see if we can make something happen. Stay tuned. So update, I got a little higher and I look a couple ridges over and I see some elk. You're not really gonna be able to see them, but they're like about a half mile away, and all kind of fresh sign right here, some poo, but they're so far away, there's no way I'd be able to get a crack at them responsibly and be able to pack it out. So I'm gonna follow the snow track down on this ridge line, and unless there's tracks pointing straight their direction, there's just no way I'm gonna be able to get a shot at them. So heading back. Fun times. Well, folks, I have a really sad update. So I'm going to preface my story with the fact that I'm very much a what's over the next ridge kind of guy. Usually because, I spend a lot of time hiking into a spot. What's another quarter mile? What's another few hundred feet of elevation just to see what's over the next hill. And it served me well. I spot a lot of animals that way. And I did that again today as well. So after my last update, I followed a little snowmobile trail on that ridge, and there was just one last little hill. I said, I got to go see what's over that. So I start creeping up over it, and sure enough, as soon as I poke my head up, I see an elk laying there. So I duck down, and it looked to be like 75 yards, something like that, something real close. So I take off my pack, rack around as quietly as I can, poke my head up, they're all still sitting there, still bedded. Turns out there's about 10 of them, so a couple spikes in there, but a lot of cows. I have a cow tag, and took a shot, laying prone, which I don't do often, and clean miss. None of them budged. And so they're all just still standing there, wondering what happened. So I'm like, man, what happened? Just a bad shot, emotions, adrenaline running high. So I racked another round, and luckily, because they hadn't really moved, I could still see the one I had fired at, because if they would have scrambled, I wouldn't have taken another shot in case I could have hit the first one. So locked on to the same cow, let it go again. Another clean miss from, what it seemed at the time. So they had enough of that, so they just all stormed off with haste. So I was like, oh man, I gotta go over there and check it out. So actually range it is about 85 yards, and I'm looking everywhere for blood. No blood. So I'm thinking, man, what could I have done to miss? It's driving me crazy thinking about it. So I go through my gun, and my dumb ass had the yardage set at 250 yards, which even at 250, that close, probably should have hit, but it would have been a bad hit. So I'm glad it wasn't a bad hit. So I looked around, didn't find any blood, just to realize that I had made a huge mistake. And if you know me as a hunter, I didn't grow up hunting, self-taught, been doing it for about 5 years or so, just moved to Utah, and this season has been my first Northwest big game style hunting. Shots are longer than they are in Texas, and I just made a rookie mistake. A rookie mistake that you really shouldn't be making if you want to be hunting responsibly out here, so I totally admit that. But to add on to that, my buddy and I have been coming out here all season, been out here 6 times, 3 during archery, 3 during rifle. This is the 6th trip. Been working my butt off to get a shot like that, and just totally blew it. So I'm not the kind of hunter that's going to censor my footage, censor mistakes, no matter how big or small. Hopefully you'll learn from it. But that's a mistake you just shouldn't make. And I'm pretty devastated. Worked so hard for that shot. So many days out here, putting miles on the boots, only to blow it because I got caught up in the heat of the moment and just made a rookie mistake. So that's the story, but to kind of take it full circle, that's why I kind of started Go Try Nature, is because I want people to get inspired to go outdoors and do cool stuff, and just show people that even if you didn't grow up hunting or skiing, snowboarding, fishing, backpacking, that you can still go out there and get the right gear and responsibly go and do cool things. And part of why I started this is so people could learn from my mistakes. So I hope you learned something. I know I did. I saved one of the rounds that I could find. I'm gonna mark it and put it on my bookshelf as a reminder of how not to be a dumbass. So instead of packing out an elk, I'm doing the walk of shame back to the truck. So I'm gonna head back into town and get a bite to eat and go explore the east side of my unit. I'm not sure if that road is gonna be open, but I'm gonna go check it out anyway and hopefully try to make it happen. I don't know if I'll get another opportunity like that, like in life in general. It was so perfect and I blew it. So that's my sob story. Again, hope you learned something. I know I did. Well, came to check out the other side of my unit. Got some lunch in town, some crappy gas station food, and it was looking okay. I don't know if that gives it too much context, but there's a few inches on the ground. I have like the all-terrain snow tires, four-wheel drive, and then about 100 yards behind me, a giant snowbank that there was obviously not getting past that. Looked pretty rough on the other side of it. Excuse me. So yeah, it's about 4. I don't really have a lot of time to go back to the other side, plus just kind of bummed about blowing my opportunity earlier. So I think I'm just gonna call it a early day and get a good night's sleep and hit it hard again tomorrow. So still pretty bummed, can't believe that happened, but it is what it is. So gonna learn from it, try to make the most of it, and try to fill this tag tomorrow. Stay tuned. All right, good morning. It's Wednesday, New Year's Day, and gonna try one more time to acquire a cow elk. So we got a bit of snow last night here in Wyoming, and it's 18 degrees, so it's pretty warm. I'm pretty excited about that. Snow's still coming down a little bit, so should make for quieter travel. Still should be decent snowmobile tracks, so I won't need snowshoes, and I'm just gonna go back up to where I saw the elk yesterday, where I missed those 2 shots, and see if I can stir something up. So that's really the only elk I've seen in the area, so that's where I'm gonna go. You don't leave elk to find elk, so I know there's not a great chance of them being exactly where I left them, but hopefully you know, I didn't blow them out of the area. So wish me luck. About to head out. Oh my gosh, it just happened. Came up to the same place, working this snow track line, and I saw some come through this draw right here into this patch of trees. So I hike up and I spotted one right here, and I sat here and waited about 10 minutes waiting for him to hopefully pop up on this trail, but it didn't happen. The wind shifted a little bit, and I think they caught my wind, so they ditched down through here, popped out right on this face right here, probably 100 yards. And there she is laying there. Right there. Oh, sweet baby. Oh, what a great hunt. Oh my gosh. I worked so hard for this. Finally made it happen. It's about, I don't know, 9:30, probably a couple trips to pack her out, but I gotta get to her. It's pretty steep right here, deep and steep, so I got a lot of work to do. Stay tuned. All right, here she is. She's giant. Such a pretty animal. Oh my God, I'm so thankful. Been working hard out here to try to make this happen. It finally happened. I can't believe it. Shot wasn't very good. I was shaking like a leaf. Neck shot at her, but she died quickly. Oh my gosh. Slid a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can slide her down a little bit more to knock off some of the pack out. 300 Weatherby mag, baby. Dropped her clean. It's a bad shot. Honestly, after the 2 misses yesterday, I was pretty discouraged. I just thought I messed the shot up, but with another probably 100-yard chip shot and how off that shot was, I need to go sight my gun and make sure everything's good, because it's unacceptable, but she's down. There you go. One beautiful Wyoming Elk. Oh, she's so pretty. She's so big. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Thank you, baby. I take good care of you. It means all the meat. You're gonna feed me, friends, and family. That's what it's all about, folks. All right, I'm gonna shut up and get to work. All right, folks, she's tagged, dated, signed, and in this area they're testing for some diseases, so I'm gonna grab some blood. That's part of what we do as hunters. You know, everybody says hunter conservationist, preservationist. That's what we're out here doing, trying to you know, identify diseases, try to resolve the issues. I know it's weird to kill an animal by doing so, but that's part of the reason why we do it. So I'm gonna get going. I got a lot of work to do to get this girl out, so I'm gonna get started. Stay tuned. Well, folks, I haven't come too far. This is gonna be one hell of a pack out. Probably like the hardest thing I've ever done. I got a rear quarter, 2 back straps, and a heart. It's up there's inside loins, liver, 2 front shoulders, and a rear quarter. It's gonna be at least 2 more trips. My pack out buddy bailed on me, so I'm on my own. I'm thinking about, I'm definitely gonna have to call in sick to work tomorrow, and might have to go into town and see if I can like rent a snowmobile or something. I don't want the meat to go bad, or coyotes or magpies to get after it, so I'm gonna have to figure something out. I got like 2 miles to go. It's gonna be tough, but it's the good pain. All right, signing out. All right, Go Try Nature fans, made it back to the truck with heart, rear quarter, both back straps. It's about 12:30. It's the goods right there, baby. And I'm exhausted. So here's what I'm thinking. I have enough time to go back into town and see if I can find some kind of like snowmobile for hire, since my buddy bailed on me. I just know it's going to take at least 2 more trips. So I guess the kind of way I see it is, if I can go into town, find someone, I can get it all in one load, or I could try to go and see what else I could get. It's probably going to be about a 3-hour at least round trip, which means I'll still have to probably leave something out there because there's still a rear quarter and 2 front shoulders. So either way, I'm gonna have to leave something out there, but I think I have time to go into town, check to see if there's a snowmobile. If not, I can rush back here and get another trip in. So that's kind of the math I've done. It's kind of weak. I hate to do it that way. Wanted to do an honest pack out, but it's just you know, not feasible solo with the size of that cow. She's a giant. So I'm gonna hop in the truck and get to it, see if I can find myself somebody with a snowmobile who may be willing to work for elk meat and or cash. So stay tuned. All right, sit rep. It's snowing real good. Found someone in town at the hotel I was staying. The lady that was working there
called a couple folks and found someone that was willing to help me out. So just talked to them. You know, we started talking about it. I showed them on the map where it was, and they're like, all right, let's do it. And you know, got time to negotiations, and I was like, throw out a number, man. I know it's New Year's Day and pulling you away from your family and all this. And they were like, $100? And I was like, what? I was like, no, more than that. The other guy was like, how about 200? And then I was like, man, let's make it 3, just because you guys really helped me out. Might be saving my life, because this stuff's pretty nasty, and I was gonna go try to get the rest of it out, you know, by myself. And yeah, so small price to pay to stay safe in this weather out here, and to have enough energy to safely drive home later tonight. So can't thank these guys enough. If they have a name for a business or something, I'll be sure to plug them. So I'm at the gas station where we're gonna meet, and these gentlemen are gonna help a brother out and get the rest of this elk out. So yeah, pretty cool. These guys are super awesome. Again, can't thank them enough. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna try to get some cool footage on snowmobile if they're cool with it. All right, big dog showed up, boy. Woo! Sled life.
Oh, I'm gonna go get mine going again. Give me a minute.
Big rig, pull sled, couple of these. Yeah, it's about to get real. Woo. Yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. Woo. Woo. For grandma. Oh, we got Doug and Mike, 2 nicest guys in town. Got the rest of her in a sled. Here's what's left of her. And it was interesting getting in. I think it'll be just as fun getting out.
It's gonna be fun getting that sled down there.
Yeah, I bet.
Without running over us. Point her down here and let her go. Is that what you're gonna do? Catch her at the bottom?
That's not a bad idea. Mama's last sleigh ride. All right, signing off. All right, we're tied off. Do this. Well, mercy me. They got out. There they are in front of me. Man, nice guys. Answered the call of duty New Year's Day. You know, thanks to Angie at the hotel for going out of her way to help me out. I would have gone up there hell or high water to get the rest of that thing out. I would have either gotten it all out or perished up there with her. There's no way I'm gonna let good meat go to waste, and it's illegal. So everything kind of worked out. What a crazy hunt. Definitely the most exciting hunt I've ever been on. Especially with, you know, missing those shots on the second day, which I'm still embarrassed at. I need to get my gun checked out because the one, you know, that brought down, you know, the cow today was not where I wanted it. You know, I probably should have swapped guns, to be honest, but I just figured it was user error. You know, that fever got a hold of me and I was just out of breath, not a good rest, you know, all those things you want to blame a poor shot on. And it still might be the shooter. So I'm gonna take the gun to the range and figure out what's what. But man, most fun hunt I've ever been on. Wild and crazy, just the way I like it. And now look at this, sun's out. Looks like I might have a beautiful drive home back to Utah. So depending on these road conditions, don't really know how that's gonna play out. The wheel's got a new wobble, that's new. But I'm gonna go ahead and hang up and drive, and you know, I'm gonna try to get this edit out as soon as possible. Just ordered a new computer so I can do just a little better job on the editing end. But you know, if you followed along, I really appreciate you sticking with it through the ups and downs. Hunting's not always pretty, doesn't always work out the way you want it, but you know, this time it did. So thanks again to Doug and Mike for coming out and helping me out. You know, I don't know if I could have done it without them, honestly. I would have at least had to have like called in sick to work and spend another day or something like that. But anywho, roads are getting bad. I'm gonna go ahead, hang up and drive, and here's one last look at this beautiful Wyoming sky right now. These mountains. Honestly, Wyoming is a promised land. Might be my favorite place in the world. All right, thanks for tuning in. Take care.